Now that we've gone ahead and designed our table napkin box to this point, we've got the front wall designed, the right wall, the left wall, and the back wall, and of course the floor. We need to concentrate on designing the top lid assembly that goes on top of the box so we can open and shut it. I've gone ahead and created a new file and got it already set up. So I'll come up here to Window, and I'll go down to the one I've already got created and already opened. I've already set up my window units, my working units. I've set up my screen background color. So I'm just going to go ahead and come over here and right mouse click on top plane and select myself normal to that. This is going to be a simple part to design. I'll come over here to sketch, and I'm going to go ahead and design from center rectangle on my sketch. Now that I've got that design, I'll come over here and I'll set my dimensions. I'll come off of this and I'll set that to 6.4375. It's 6 7/16 of an inch. I'll accept that. And then I'll come down here to this and I'll pull that down and I'll set that to 6.4 of an inch. And now what I'll do is go ahead and check off that dimension while I'm still in the sketch, go to Features, and set Extruded Boss Base. Now when I do that, SolidWorks of course rotates it into the 3D view. So I'll go ahead and set that to 0.25 of an inch, the thickness of our plywood that we're going to make this box with. So I've done that. I'll check that off. Now that I've done that, I got a nice looking piece of steel plate, so we got to change the material type. So I'll come over here to Edit Material, right mouse click, and go to Edit Material. And it's going to come up and pop up the Materials Type menu. So I'll go ahead and collapse the steel, come down to wood, and we'll select the oak for it. Okay, hit Apply, and I'll hit Close. So that looks pretty good. That's kind of the angle I want my texture to be going on my oak box. So I'll go ahead and do a Control B to save my file, to rebuild my file, and a Control S to save my file. Now the next step on this design is to go ahead and select this one edge right here. See the blue line show up here? I come up here to Fillet. And Fillet's going to put a round over on that box. You need that round over so it'll freely lift up and close without any kind of interference with the other parts of the box. So I'll go ahead and key in 1/4 of an inch on my Phyllis radius, and I'll go ahead and check that off. And as you can see, when I rotate this up around, you can see the 1/4 inch radius that was put on the actual box itself. Now what I'm going to do again is rebuild, Control B and Control S to save. I'm going to select on this face here and go normal too. I kind of zoom up using my middle mouse button as I roll it up and down. I'll come over here to Sketch, and I'll select the Sketch by Center command, and I'll just come off here and I'll select that bottom line and I'll draw me a sketch. About that big's pretty good. Now on the radius of the sketch, I know the diameter is 3/16, which is 0.1875. I'll take that 0.1875, and to calculate the radius, I'll just do a divide by 2. And I'll put that in there. So there it is. Now what I'm going to do before I do any kind of extrude is go to Smart Dimension and dimension from this center of the radius of my circle to 0.25 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. So I'll do that. Then what I'll do is I'll check that off, and I'll come up here to isometric view, zoom up to here, and I'll go ahead and change it to wireframe so we can see how this operation is going to take place. So now I'm going to come over here and do an extruded cut. The depth of this cut I want to go is 1/2 an inch, not 1/4 of an inch. So I can 0.5. Do that and check that off. Now once that's completed, you should see a wireframe appear on this part, and there it is. You can see. I'll zoom up so you can see a little better. So there's the wireframe extruded cut. Again, this is the top part. There'll be a bottom part that goes into there as well. So let's go back to shaded with edges so we can see that a little better. So now what I'm going to do is rotate around to the other side of the part. Turn this down a little bit. I need to probably go to this view here. And nope, let's go around back to that view. There we go. So again, I'm going to go back to wireframe so I can see what I've already designed. This makes it a lot easier when I come in to place my sketch. I'm going to click on this outside plane, and then I'm going to highlight that particular view right there and select on the center and scroll out and just snap to that, because that's got all the math calculations I've already done from the previous design on the opposite side. So again, I'll just rotate around a little bit so I can kind of see this sketch, and I'll go ahead and do features, extruded cut. Now it should remember my last dimension. Yes, it did. It came in and put 0.5 or half of an inch in there. By doing it this way in wireframe, I'm using the relations I've already set up on the opposite side to create the relations for this side. So all the work I did over here is applied to here, and it saves time. We'll check that off. And once we check that off, we'll go ahead and do a Control B. And before I do a Control S to save it, I'm going to go back to Shaded with Edges. So I'll do a Control S here and save that. Okay, looks like we're done with this top part of our lid assembly right now. To kind of look at it a little bit better, I'll go ahead and put it into perspective. And there you see the nice part we've created for the top of our table napkin box lid assembly.